Kia ora, welcome to another recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. I'm Mama C. Well, it's season 2, it's episode 7, but before we get on with that recap, we have to acknowledge the fact that Queen Elizabeth II has passed in this past week. And our sympathies go out to the family and anyone who's affected by this. And, before we get to our queens, just a little something to say about our queen, Elizabeth II. When she was 18 years old, she joined the military as a mechanic during World War II. I mean, obviously no frontline stuff, but she still gave service. She was coronated at the age of 25 and has since been in service to her country and has passed at the age of 96. So now starts the reign of King Charles III. And on with the recap. Okay. So last time we saw Hannah Conda take the win and Beverly kills Sashay away. Well, episode 7 starts with our queens post Beverly's elimination. Bev's mirror says, "Thank you for the love, friends, and memories. You're all bastards. Team Spanky." The queens commend Queen Kong on her lip sync win. She says she's not going anywhere. Hannah asks Spanky how it feels to have queens say that they're pulling for her. And she says she's been true to herself the whole time and glad she's made an impression. And she's going to keep pushing it on. Queen says not mad about it. They congratulate Hannah on the win. Well, we then join the queens next day, workroom. They discuss who they originally thought would be in the top 4. Molly says Minnie and Yori, and the other queens sort of agree, and then the siren sounds. And the queens look to see Murray Bartlett on the screen. He's an Australian actor known for roles, the White Lotus, and some other stuff. He tells the queens, as queer people, they get to choose their own family, and the family that slays together stays together. The queens then guess that their challenge is going to be some sort of makeover challenge. Well, in walks Rue, and the queens see Keelan, followed by his dad, his cousin, and his uncle. So this week's challenge brought to us by Anastasia of Beverly Hills, which, by the way, love their beveled brow liner. My favorite. So the queens then have to transform Keelan and family into drag, and they must share a strong family resemblance to their queen. To get assigned their family member, the queens must play paper, scissors, rock. Or in America, rock, paper, scissors. Molly chooses first, so she chooses Keelan. Next round, Kong takes cousin Tyler. Hannah chooses dad Tony. So that leaves Spanky to get Uncle Paul. So they can use their own drag and shoes from Shoe Me. They're all having a bit of fun, of course, getting to know each other and that sort of thing. Spanky finds out her family member is from Palmy. I know. What are the chances, eh? So it's like fate. He says he got roped into drag on his 60th, so like his past drag experience, and he looked like Amy Winehouse, he says. To which Spanky says, well, that's good, because that's sort of Spanky's aesthetic. So that's not a bad thing. Queen and her family member chat. Queen thinks he'll be her Beyonce to his Jay-Z, because not a bad look. They all seem to get on well. They practice walking in heels, so, they have a walk-off. Hannah says Spanky may paint her guy, but they may need to cover the mirrors, so they don't crack. Keelan has a spill while during the walk-off. Then Rue enters and meets with the teams. Molly and Keelan are up first. Keelan says they've been raised in an open family and told to live their truth. Molly says Keelan has long legs, so she'll have to keep up. Hannah and Tony are up next. Tony's biggest fear is falling over in heels. Rue says the key is in the hips. That's where you find your balance center, and use the balls of your feet. Spanky and Paul. Rue says she doesn't have to ask what kind of queen because he's with Spanky and knows he'll become a dirty street whore. Up next is Queen and Tyler. Rue asks what Tyler's biggest asset is, and they say his openness. So Spanky's stressed out about adjusting the fit to the clothes that she's brought to fit Paul. The sewing machine then cocks up, and she has to hand sew. Oh, I know. All right, so new day in the workroom. It's makeover day. The Queen's chat and the siren sounds. And Norvina from Anastasia of Beverly Hills comes on the screen. And oh my God, she's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Whew. Anyway, so she comes on. She talks about their Anastasia of Beverly Hills and says they're going to slay it. So she basically comes on to cheer them on. So they start getting ready. Queen is hoping that Tyler can come out of his shell. Spanky and Paul chat, talk about coming home when their dad got sick. They both were caregivers for their dads. And that's when they sort of were able to bond with their fathers. So Molly is running out of time, and she's hoping for the best, but it's runaway time. So Rue looks gorgeous as always. Michelle and Reese are ready for the show. The category is Opposites Attract. Up first is Queen and Sister Kong. Wow. Sister is hot. Molly Poppins and Candy Flippins. Spanky and Flash Jackson. And Hanaconda and Heligator. So they meet with the judges, Queen and Sister Kong. Michelle says to Sister, you know, you look hot. And she says, oh, yeah. Then Michelle says that she continues to be proud of Kong. Reese says, you nailed it. And they got on well. Molly Poppins and Candy Flippins. Michelle wishes she had more of a story. Candy had fun. Spanky and Flash Jackson. Michelle says Spanky looks beautiful. I mean, she really did pull out all the stops. She looks gorgeous. Spanky is very proud. Yeah, they had a good time. And Hanaconda and Heligator. Rue admires Flash for giving it a go. Rue says she looks like, I've just buried the king and I'm down to fuck. Hannah is thrilled she had a dad that she could share this with. Rue asks Dad Heli to point out the part of their body that hurts the most. And he says, I can't wait to go for a piss after this. All right, it's untucked time. Sister says they felt empowered. Spanky breaks down. She says, this experience has been great and she doesn't want it to end and she doesn't want to see anybody go. Hannah then breaks down. She feels it's going to be her and Molly in the bottom and doesn't want her drag daughter to feel bad because obviously it's not their fault. She says, just because she's Park and Barker doesn't mean she isn't a great performer. The judges discuss the queens. Michelle says Queen did an incredible job. Reese says Queen did a great job of helping her drag daughter to push through the nerves. Rue says fabulous job. Michelle says she saw Molly's look, but it wasn't thoroughly thought out. She had a real problem with Candy's socks not being folded down the same way. Rue says the attention to detail and human touch are what they're looking for. So Spanky and Flash, Michelle says the hair was a bit too far back and the makeup wasn't great, but it didn't turn out half as bad as she thought it would. She said, I know it doesn't sound like a compliment, and then basically everybody starts cracking up. Rue says Spanky's trajectory in this competition is like Pretty Woman. Rue says she fell in love with Flash backstage, and seeing him in drag, she loves him even more. Hannah and Heligator, story was okay. Hannah's outfit was a bit better than Heli's, and then it's back to the stage. Rue says, Spanky, I don't know what you stuffed in that pizza slut's crust, but the judges were eating it up. She's safe. Queen Kong wins this week's challenge. $5,000 courtesy of Anastasia of Beverly Hills, and Sister Kong receives a full makeup kit from Anastasia of Beverly Hills as well. So that leaves Molly and Hannah to lip sync to Heartbreak in the City by Steps featuring Michelle Visage. Michelle Visage. So Hannah ends up being safe, and Molly sachets away, saying, oh no! So that leaves our top 3 to battle it out for Season 2's crown. Will it be Spanky Jackson, Hanaconda, or Queen Kong? Well, join us again next week to find out. So that wraps it up for this week's recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. I'm Mama C. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day, wherever you are.